Friends, today we are going to discuss about interdepartment transfers, and this is one of the important topic in the departmental accounting. So here I am going to tell you that how this interdepartment transfer is going to take place from one department to another department. So let's start. See, just suppose these are the two departments of one organization. This is department X and this is department Y. Okay, so this department Y requires certain raw material. Okay, and one of the raw material that is already available, that is in department X. Okay, so if Y needs some whatever the raw material that need by Y, so it will demand from department X. Okay, and when X is going to transfer this raw material to department Y, so this is going to be called as interdepartment transfer. Okay, I hope this is clear with everyone. So interdepartment transfer is what? That transferring of goods or raw material or certain product from one department to another department. Okay, to tell you what will be the journal entry in case of interdepartment transfer. So see, I have told you that the raw material has been sent to department X to Y. So in this case, journal entry will place trading account Y to trading account X. Okay, so we are going to place the entry trading account Y to trading account X. Then we'll write down the narration, that transfer of whatever the goods or raw material, whatever we are transferring. So we can write down the narration being goods transferred from department X to Y. Okay, transfer goods from X to Y. So this is the journal entry in case if you are going to transfer the raw material or goods from one department to another department. Okay, I hope this is clear. Friends, I am going to tell you interdepartment transfer can be done in two different ways. One is based on the cost price. Okay, one is based on the invoice price. Now cost price means what? Whatever the actual cost on which the raw material or goods that has been purchased from by an organization or by a department. Okay, and invoice price is what? That include cost price. Okay, that include cost price plus certain benefit if one department is going to transfer to another department, so they are going to add some amount over there to get certain profit. Okay, like just suppose cost price is like rupees 5. Okay, rupees 5, and if we talk about invoice price, so just suppose invoice price is 5 plus certain margin. Okay, certain margin, just suppose we are going to involve rupees 1. Okay, so it will lead to rupees 6. Okay, now I hope this is clear. Now I am going to tell you one example of cost price. Okay, like this is department X and this is department Y. Okay, and this department X have purchased 5 units of raw material. Okay, 5 units of raw material at rupees 100 each. Okay, from XYZ company. Fine. So how we are going to do the entry in the trading account of X? Firstly, I am going to tell you this one. Okay, so this is a purchase entry. Okay, for the department X. So what is the journal entry we are going to do? Purchase account debit to cash account or bank account. Okay, if it is in credit, so we'll write down the company name from where exactly we have purchased the raw material. Okay, so now we are going to do the journal entry in the trading account of department X. Okay, now what will be the journal entry? Here we will write down to purchase account. Total amount is 500. Okay, you can prepare proper format, as you know that this is one I am just making you understand through this particular T format. Okay, now This is department Y. This required certain unit of raw material from department X. As according to the policy of the organization, department X or either department Y, whatever the raw material they are going to transfer, so they will not raise the price at the time. Okay, whatever the actual price or whatever the actual cost is there of that goods, so they will transfer at the same price. So just suppose Y required certain raw material from department X, that is unit 3. Okay, they have sent a requirement of 3 units. Okay, and this department X have sent these 3 units to department Y. Okay, now you can say this is an inter-department transfer. So these 3 units has been sent. Okay, 3 units sent, okay, by department X to Y. Okay, and at rupees 100. Okay, I told you that what is the journal entry we are going to post for this, that I am telling you right now. So what the journal entry will do here, so this is the inter-department transfer. Okay, trading account will do trading account Y to trading account X. Okay, so this is the journal entry, and how many units were there? So it was what is the price of that units? 300. Okay, so this one we are going to place into the accounts of trading account of Y and X both. Okay, so we are going to place the entry in the trading account right now. Okay, so see here trading account Y. So in trading account, if we are going to do the entry in trading account Y, we are going to write down that to trading account X. Okay, on the debit side we'll write down to trading account X. Okay, how much amount is there? 300. Okay, and in department X, what the entry will do? By trading account Y. Okay, so we are going to write down by trading account Y. Okay, how much units are there that has been transferred? So that was 300. Okay, now this department Y has sold certain raw material that you can say that is 2 units. Okay, and at the price of 120 each. Okay, I hope this is clear up to this point. Now beta, see here in this department 2 units has been sold at rupees 120 each. Okay, now we are going to do a one sale entry. Okay, so what the entry will do? By sales 2 units for 120 each, so it will be 240. Okay, it will be of 240. Now we are going to calculate what exactly the stock has been remained in department X and department Y. Okay, so there were 5 units were there in the department X. Okay, and 3 unit has been transferred. So how many units has been left? That are 2 units. Okay, 2 units has been left in this department. Okay, and of rupees 100 each. Fine. So we'll write down by closing stock. So it will be of 2 into 100. So it will be 200. Okay, now we'll do the balancing. Okay, so it is 500 and it is 500. Debit side 500, credit side 500. So there is no profit and no loss in this first case of the cost pricing in the department X. Now we are going to check for the department Y. Okay, now we are going to check for the department Y. So see, in the department Y, how many units were there? 3 units. Okay, how many units were there? 3 units. And out of that 3 units, 2 units has been sold. So how many units remained? 1 unit. Okay, 1 unit. And how much price was there? 100. Okay, so by closing stock 1 into 100. So how many remain? How much value is there? 100. So we are going to do the total. So it will be 340, and for this side total is 300. Okay. Now if we are going to calculate, there will be gross profit will come, because here debit side is less, credit side is more. So balance gross profit, that is 40. Okay. This is the question related with the cost price when the goods are going to transfer at cost price from one department to another department. Okay. We have calculated gross profit 40 for the department Y. Now we want to check it, okay, whether it is same for department what exactly for department X and Y, and in total what exactly the gross profit has come. So if you want to check it, we will prepare the company's trading account. Okay. So see, there in company trading account, we are nothing to do with the transfer that has been gone from department X to Y. Okay. So first entry that we are going to do in the trading account of company, so that we are going to do the entry of purchase. Okay. So to purchase account, how much amount is there? That is of 5 unit of 100 each. So it will be 500. Okay. Now out of this 5 unit, fine. So 2 units has been sold. 2 units has been sold. Okay. So we'll write down by sales 2 into 100, 2 into 120, not 100, because price was 120. 2 into 120. Okay. So total will be 240. Okay. Now we'll see how much closing stock has remained. So we'll calculate for that closing stock. Okay. So 5 units were there. Okay. Out of that 2 units has been sold. So how many remain? 3 units. Okay. And price were there of 100 each. So we'll write down 3 into 100. So it will be 300. Now we'll see the balance, that will be 540, and for the debit side it's 500. So we'll calculate gross profit as of 40. Now there is no difference when we are calculating the account for the, like in the case of cost price, when we are calculating it for department X and department Y, and when we are calculating separately for means whole the company, when we are calculating, so it is also same. So it's 540. Okay. Now we are going to discuss about the invoice price. When we are going when there is inter-department transfer that is more than cost price, so what will be the journal entries, and how we'll prepare the trading account, and whatever the profit differences are coming, so what the entry will do for that. I'm going to tell you how to do the entries in case of invoice price. Okay. So see, department X have purchased, okay, certain raw material from XYZ at 100 rupees each. These are 5 units has been purchased. Okay. And Y required 3 unit. Okay. So X has been transferred not at 100 rupees. Okay. In earlier the cost price case, that this value has remained the same. This price has remained the same. But in invoice price, it has been it has been increased from 100 to 120. Okay. And firstly I am telling you this particular way, then I will tell you how to do the journal entries or the trading account, how we will prepare that. So then Y have sold 2 units of rupees 130 each. Okay. So it lead to 260, and its cost is 360. Okay. Now in first case, the purchase, the journal entry will do purchase account to cash or to bank. Okay. Or either if it is credit, so it will be XYZ. Okay. Now we are going to do the purchase entry. So to purchase account debit, that will be 500. 5 into 100, so that will be 500. Okay. And there is an inter-department transfer has been taken place. Okay. So what the journal entry will do? Trading account Y to trading account X. What is the value will take? That is 360. 3 into 120, that will be 360. So we are going to post it into the trading account. By trading account Y, it will be 360 in department X trading account. and in department Y trading account will post to trading account X, that will be 360. Okay, not 260, it will be 360. Fine. I hope you got it. Now, what exactly the sale has been taken place, beta? So, sale was 260. So, by sales, how much value will be there? By sales, it will be 260. 2 units were there at each 130 units, 130 prices there. So, it will be 260. So, we'll write down by sales, it will be 260. Now, we are going to calculate the closing stock, okay, for the department X. So, how many units were there? 5 units were there, 3 has been transferred, so 2 units has been remained. Each unit price is 100, so it will be 200. Okay, it will be 200. So we have noted down 200 over here. In second case, in department Y trading account, the closing stock total values were 3. Out of that 2 has been sold, and the price on which that Y has been taken from department X, the value is 120. So it will be 1 into 120. Okay, so the closing stock will write down 120. Now we are going to do the totaling and balancing. So it will be 380. Okay, and this side we have 360, and if we are doing the balancing of this will be 560, and this is 500. Now if we talk about the trading account Y, so we are having the gross profit of 20 units. 20 means 20 gross profit we are getting over here. 380 minus 360, it's 20. And if we talk about this department X, so how much gross profit we are getting? You can reply in the comment box also. So 560 minus 500, so it's 60. Okay, now it's 560. Now see, in this case, if same question we have taken, if we are going to compare with the cost price, so in the department X, it was not showing any gross profit, but in this case, it is showing profit. Reason being is that in inter-department transfer, according to the policy of this organization, they have transferred it on the increased price, okay, not on that price, the actual price on which they have been purchased, okay, this department X. Now we are going to prepare the trading account of the company, then for checking it. But see, one important thing is there that I will tell you after preparing the trading account. Okay, that one thing important that we are going to calculate from this trading account, that the stock reserve. The point that I want to tell you, in invoice price we are going to get certain unrealized profit. Okay, that how we are going to treat that unrealized profit. Okay, so we are going to discuss it now. So this is trading account for the company. We are going to prepare trading account for the organization. Okay. So see, purchase we have done. To purchase account, how much units were there? 5 units. Okay, 100 each. So we'll write down 500. Okay. And you know that in company's trading account, we have nothing to do with this inter-department transfer. Okay. So, but we will see that 2 units has been sold. 2 units has been sold at rupees 130. So, we'll write down by sales, that is 260. 130 into 2, that is 260. Okay. Now, we are going to calculate what exactly the closing stock has been remained. Okay. So, the closing stock that has been remained, that is 5 units were there. 2 units has been sold. How many remain? 3. The cost price. What is the cost price of that particular? That was 100. Okay. So 3 into 100. By closing stock, how much it has remained? So it's 300. Okay. Total is 560. Here total is 60. Okay. And now it's 560 to gross profit. Now, one thing I want to tell you, in this case, if we see the profit, in this case, so in department X and department Y, so we are getting in department X 60 profit, in department Y we are getting 80. Okay, but in this case, if we are going to prepare it for the company, so it is only 60. Are you getting? Can you identify it? Now see, whatever the 20 rupees are there, whatever the 20 rupees gap is there, so that will go into the stock reserve, or you can say that is unrealized profit. Okay, that we are going to keep into the P&L account of the organization. I hope this is clear with everyone. The interdepartment transfer on the basis of cost price and invoice price. If you like this video, kindly like it, share it, subscribe it. Thank you everyone.